Good morning. My name is Jamal Montana, and I'll be doing a presentation on sensitivity analysis and capital budgeting. Today's agenda, we'll be looking at what is sensitivity analysis and its uses. We'll also be looking at qualitative and quantitative steps necessary in conducting a sensitivity analysis. Also, how can projects risk be incorporated into a capital budgeting analysis. We'll also show a conclusion and references at the end. So what is sensitivity analysis? Sensitivity analysis is a technique which allows the analysis of changes or uncertainty in assumptions used in forecasts, or it can also be defined as the different values of an independent variable and how it affects a particular dependent variable. This is also known as the what-if analysis or simulation analysis. So what this model does, it actually determines how target variables are affected based on changes in other variables known as input variables. It's also a way to predict the outcome of a decision given a certain range of variables. This then gives the analyst the ability to see how the variables move as well as how the target is affected by the input variable. So an example of this is say you want to see how prices may affect customers' response or how customers react to different price changes. So the sensitivity analysis will allow you to see how this will affect the customer. So say the price goes up by $1, you might have more customers or you might have less customers, and this will ultimately affect the sales of that specific product. So the qualitative steps in conducting a sensitivity analysis, we'll start looking at identify key variables. This is where you identify the key variables that could affect the outcome of the project, which can be internal or external to the project. This can be factors like cost estimates, timelines, or projected revenues. Once you are able to find the key variables, this will help to set a range or define the range of values for each variable. And in once you have completed these first few steps, you will then be able to determine the relationship between the variables and how they affect the outcome, whether it's going to be positively or negatively. So quantitative steps in conducting a sensitivity analysis. So once you have the range of value for each variable, you then use the physical data that was gathered to determine the impact of the different variables. And from there, you'll be able to conduct scenario analysis, which is the process of forecasting the expected value of a performance indicator given a period occurrence of different situations and related changes in the values of system parameters under uncertain environment. Quantitatively, you'll then change the value of these variables one at a time to see the effect on the overall project. And by assessing this finding, the impact of the outcome from the different scenarios, you'll see the potential outcome for each. And from there on, you'll be able to address any potential risks or make any changes needed. Project risk incorporated into capital budgeting analysis. So what is capital budgeting? So capital budgeting can be defined as a process that a business uses to evaluate potential major investments or projects. So basically, this is a kind of business appraisal where the business looks at all aspects of the new project to determine if the lifeline cash inflows and outflows will be beneficial in the future of the business. Capital budgeting analysis and incorporated project risks. So basically, capital budgeting and risk refers to uncertainties that can exist when the outcome of an event is unknown. And when dealing with assets whose cash flows are expected to extend beyond 1 year, certainly there's an element of risk in that situation. So the evaluation of risk therefore depends on the decision maker's ability to identify and understand the nature of the uncertainty surrounding the key variables and the others having the tools and methodology to process its risk implications. Conclusion. Sensitivity analysis can be used to help make predictions in the share prices of publicly traded companies or how interest rates affect bond prices. Sensitivity analysis allows for forecasting using historical true data. By studying all the variables and the possible outcomes, important decisions can be made about businesses, the economy, and making investments. And from here, there's a few references for you to look at, and this concludes my overall presentation and sensitivity analysis. Thank you.